Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. News is out this morning regarding Rand Paul. And according to the AP, a fire that caused heavy damage Friday morning to a building that houses the Bowling Green office of Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, as well as a local law firm. Fire started at 2 a.m. Friday morning. Heavy damage blew off the roof of the house, of the office building. What a coincidence. How convenient. Okay, so I forget what video it was, but a video not so long ago. Probably the Trump being indicted video from that Target letter he got. I mentioned to watch which people in government lose their effing minds. Let's take a tally, shall we? Let's look at and the reason for saying that is because these are going to be the people that have a lot to lose with January 6th and the insurrection. So, in no particular order, Matt Gaetz is trying to defund the Jack Smith investigation. Marjorie Taylor Greene is showing dick pics of Hunter Biden on the House floor. Chuck Grassley just was in the news for releasing some random document that does nothing to implicate, basically a document that has unverifiable information that Joe Biden and Hunter Biden took bribes or something along those lines. Josh Hawley was in the news for something, and he was talking about nuclear waste, but there was also something about the FBI that he was on about. Ted Cruz wants to have a debate on who's really a patriot and what's democracy and who really believes in democracy. Are we noticing a pattern here? Oh, and Clarence Thomas is in the news because apparently he took Venmo payments from anti-affirmative action coalition members. And people want Ginny Thomas investigated because of her Arizona election interference, and now that they're indicting folks in Michigan, they can't help but feel there's a connection. So, not that Clarence and Ginny qualify for this one, but you got Ted Cruz, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now Rand Paul's office goes up in flames. Chuck Grassley, very likely Josh Hawley. I looked up Lindsey Graham. There was nothing on Lindsey yet other than he thinks having an ethics bill on the Supreme Court's going to forever damage the Supreme Court. That's crazy, really. We can't have them have some basic guidelines of ethics. But right now, I have 3 minutes into it. Let's focus on Rand Paul, shall we? Entertainment purposes only. We're going to be very entertained by this. The fire at Rand Paul's his office. What can you tell me about this fire? Because the timing is really sus. Okay, so we have somebody here who is waiting for the other shoe to drop. Somebody who's, they've been on guard, they've been wary, and they know that they're being stalked outside this fence, and they know that they're injured, and they know they have another battle to come. And then there's victory. I'm wondering if burning down your own building and saying, well, I don't have any documents to prove my innocence, but we all have, now I have plausible deniability, right? And celebration. This could also be the look at me card. There's certainly going to be a lot of attention on Rand Paul with this fire over here. And again, we have celebration. Let's see what that's about. In the past, we have the World card. I haven't heard too much from Rand Paul recently, but we know that on one of the readings I had done, but we know that he went to Russia with a group of senators and congressmen, supposedly to tell Russia to not interfere with our elections, even though Russia interfered with our elections and was helping the GOP. And so a bunch of folks in the GOP said, you shouldn't do that. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But I think things are coming to an end for Rand Paul. His world has ended a while ago. Now we go into the present. Ace of Wands. Strong action taken. There was something taken to give him a victory and avoid this this wariness that he had. I think he had a plan, and he put that plan into motion. And there's the motion card. Over it, okay, what's done's done. Can't be undone at this point. Chariot grinds forward. It's not like they can subpoena his records and get any records now because they're all burned. And if he had anything that would prove his innocence, that's burned too. Aww. Lesson to be learned is the happy family. I think he feels he succeeded in what he needed to do, and this will keep him in the good graces of the Republican Party. But temperance is on the outcome. This looks like it's going to be a short-term victory for him. This is going to be a short-term victory for him because firefighters are going to sift through, the fire inspectors are going to sift through this to find out if this was arson or accidental. And there's probably data that resides in multiple places that don't require hard copies in order to find things. I think this will slow down investigations on him, but it won't stop investigations. But right now, I think, to me, he's celebrating. These cards do not look good for somebody who just lost their office and all the papers in there. These are way too positive a card, or a set of cards on this one. So I will ask the question, was this fire set purposely? No. I don't think it was BLM or Antifa that did it. Did Rand Paul or his allies set fire to this building? There could be all sorts of reasons to set fire to it that don't necessarily involve Rand Paul. But did Rand Paul or his allies set fire? This card wants to jump up. Two cards want to jump up. It's the end that... Here are the cards that jumped up. Ten of Swords and the Ace of Cups. An end to some stress there. I'm thinking that's a yes right there. I mean, that's basically protecting yourself. This side is suicide, I suppose, for entertainment purposes only. Did somebody... Is this arson? Is this arson? And was it set to benefit Rand Paul? This thing card wants to come on top. We'll leave it like that then. Let's go. This card wanted to flip up. King of Swords. Hey, Mr. Smith. You came out of nowhere. For all my wrestling fans out there, RKO. Out of nowhere. Oh, the nightmare. Offers. Ace of Wands. Page of Pentacles. Okay. Was this done to protect himself? I think what we're getting here is Jack Smith was calling, poking around with information or things of value. Jack Smith was looking into things that were involving items that were probably burned in that fire, causing a lot of stress to the point that something drastic had to be done. And there might have been talks or information, small amounts of information that were being given to Jack Smith, and larger amounts of information or things of value were about to be coming out. So desperate times took for desperate measures. That's telling me we've moved past the yes and moved right into the why. So the answer is yes, that was set on fire. Entertainment purposes only. The reason why is Jack Smith is bearing down on him, and it required a desperate measure. And again, I think that if Rand Paul had something to do with January 6th, and there was evidence that would link him to that in his office, in his records, then all for entertainment purposes only and pure speculation, then Rand Paul might be very excited and relieved in celebrating this fire because he thinks that any damning information will have been burned up. Okay, so now the question is, will this fire prevent Rand Paul from being prosecuted for crimes such as January 6th? Will this fire prevent Rand Paul from being prosecuted for crimes involving January 6th? This card's kind of got a good vibe to it, so leave it on top. Let's do a bigger read on this one. Out in the cold, Five of Pentacles. Who's out in the cold? Is that Jack Smith or is that Rand Paul? Crossed with the Queen of Pentacles. Or is he just gonna? Is this going to be how he's going to present this? Oh, I've been left out in the cold. I lost all my things of value. It's kind of a double-edged sword because, as I mentioned at the top of this reading, if you're burning down the building for entertainment purposes only to protect yourself, you've also burned down information that would exonerate you. So I think we've got a dichotomy here. What's underneath here? Seven of Pentacles. I think evaluating, have you done enough? Okay, so if we're looking at this, has he done enough? Will he be exonerated, or will he be? What was the question now I asked? Is this going to prevent? Oh, good God, I'm such a scatterbrain. Let me just read the cards here. I'll figure out what the question was by the answer. In the past, we have the Empress, Russia. This is going to link him to Russia and the cozy dealings that he had going on. There you go. He's linked to Donald Trump. This is going to cause a pause in the overall situation, or there's going to be hope that there's a pause because the information is gone. But somebody has already given information over. Somebody gave information over that he may not be aware of. And even though he burned the originals, copies may have been brought over. Do not be surprised if you find, oh dear, do not be surprised. He has now chained himself to the devil. You got it straight across from the King of Pentacles is the devil. And again, we've got this. Will this get him off? No, it won't. It'll slow things down a little bit because now the data that they might, the Department of Justice or the FBI or local law enforcement may have got from the office is no longer available. But there could be other ways of getting that information, like emails, text messages, other people's emails that link to this, that have those documents in it. Anything that this person or people gave over. There's going to be a real evaluation here of what's been lost and what can be salvaged on this one. And there's going to be an evaluation of that. So think of this as a DOJ card. They're looking at this fire as like, okay, we lost a lot of valuable stuff here, but we haven't lost everything. We can figure out ways around this, but the short term we're screwed. There are still things of value in here. We know Russia's been taking care of him. Trump's involved with it. It's going to take us time to sort it out, but we've had people give us leads and clues on this one, and we've linked him to Trump. And this is going to be like, this is not only going to be January 6th stuff, but this is going to be Russia stuff. This is going to be election interference stuff that goes along with it. So congratulations, Rand Paul. You've burned down your building and you burned up a bunch of records and you bought yourself some time, but I don't think you bought yourself your freedom. Of course, that's purely for entertainment purposes only. What do I know? I'm just some random dude on the internet reading tarot cards. But since this is an entertainment-only channel, I want to thank you for watching my video and supporting my channel with your comments and your likes and your shares and all that good stuff. I do appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.